Welcome back to FM Storey. We're approaching the midway point of season 10 of this South American Glory Hunt save, and things have gone pretty well in our first season in Chile. We're unbeaten in domestic football. We've won 10 out of 12 league games, drawn the other two. We won in the first round of the Copa Chile. But coming up in this episode, we've got big games in the league and the second round of the Copa Chile against Colo Colo. So without further ado, let's get into the action. We're into May. We've played a couple of games since the end of the last episode, 2 in the Copa Sudamericana, 1 in the league. The games in the Copa Sudamericana, we drew 2-2 at home against San Lorenzo. We came from 1-0 down to be 2-1 up at half-time and then conceded a late equaliser. And in the most recent game, we went away to Municipal, made it 2 wins from 2 against them in this group stage and won 4-1, having been 1-0 down. What that means is we've now moved ourselves into second in the group. We are a point behind Santos, a point ahead of San Lorenzo. Unfortunately, we do have games left against San Lorenzo and Santos before the end of the group stage. So the chances are we're probably going to end up finishing third in that group stage. And the one game we played in the league was a 3-0 victory at home against Nublense. Pretty comfortable. Early goal from George Ortiz, and just we kept control of the game the whole way through. And that means we are still top of the table. We've got a game in hand on the two teams chasing us. We're 6 points clear of Everton, 7 points clear of Cobreloa, having drawn with them at the end of the last episode. And now we've got a big game coming up against Colo Colo, obviously one of the top teams in Chile. At the start of the season, they were the favourites in the season preview. They've not had a great start to the season. I mean, they've drawn 6 out of 13 games so far. They're down in 8th place on 18 points. Their manager is under pressure, and we do have a bit of comfort at the top of the table, but we do have them coming up in the Copa Chile as well. So hopefully we can go out there, put out a performance, make a statement, and give us some confidence going into the cup game in about a month's time. So this is the side we've picked for the trip to Colo Colo. It's pretty much our full strength team. We have decided in the last couple of Copa Sudamericana games just to rotate the team for those games. Played pretty much fully rotated squads, which actually makes those performances a lot better. But we've got the team that has fired so well for us this season. Hopefully we can continue this unbeaten start to the league season. So we've got 4-3-3 against 4-3-3. It may just cancel each other out here. Right. A free kick for them has gone long. We've won it. Ortiz then loses out. We're trying to force them backwards. And then Hernandez wins the ball in midfield. Vega gives it away on that left-hand side, and they've gone back to the keeper. Interesting clearance for him, and we've eventually won it back. Hidalgo now bringing it forward down the right. Tries to play in Santa Cruz, and it's cut out. And this is a really weird highlight, and a long highlight so far. Diaz, though, Felipe Diaz, and just couldn't get it on target. Right, Hidalgo with the throw. Santa Cruz back to Hernandez. We're just knocking the ball around okay at the moment. Hernandez goes back to the keeper. And then Conde to Vega on the left. Ortiz helps it on to Cisternas in the box. He's lifted it over the keeper, but he's hit the bar and it's gone over. Right, the keeper goes long. Conde wins the header, but they've picked it up in midfield. Ball over the top. He's in behind. He scored. The assistance flag's gone up. I think we're probably going to find that's one that's getting given. by VAR, and it has been awarded. I mean, the runner came from the right-hand side. We didn't track him, and it's as if the defenders didn't even know he was there, and that's not the start we're looking for when we're 1-0 down. It just drifts into a space, and then just no one reacts. And now the game's just quieting down, and we've not... I mean, that's the only shot they've had in the whole game, and they've gone 1-0 up, but we're not creating anything either. And there we are, half-time, 1-0 down. We've had all the match stats, but haven't really created an awful lot of anything decent, and we need to be so much better in the second half. Right, we've made one change at half-time. We brought a reseat on for Vega at left back, and let's see if we can pick up the performance levels. Right, a free kick. Ortiz to the back post. Hidalgo goes for the overhead kick. And that was just, yeah, okay. Right, a throw for them deep in our half. Ball into the box. Arisi wins the header at the back post, but they've got the ball on the edge of the area. That must just be the animation. Because, well, thank God it didn't get given, but it should never have even been anywhere close. Looking where the ball went and where the players were when there was supposedly contact. Right, we've made some changes to get some fresh legs on, but I think it's probably a bit too late. Into injury time. Right, Cesar Perez, who's one of the players that's come on, whips a ball, looking for Felipe Diaz. It's headed clear as far as Oriana. Santa Cruz lifts it into the box. It's still alive. Hernandez. And we've somehow rescued a point. Just some of the extra players that have come on, but it was a nothing cross. Perez, I think it was, in the end, got the header on it. Santiago Hernandez just drives forward, gets the edge of the box, and just bends it round the defender in by the post. And there we are, 1-1. We've not the best performance, but we keep that unbeaten start to the league season going. We're now into the middle of June. We've had a bit of a break since our last game, and we've got that Copa Chile game against Colo Colo. Obviously, we're going to need to be much better than we were against them in the league. Since that game, we've only played one more game in the league, which was a 3-2 victory away from home against Universidad de Chile. We were 3-0 up. They equalised practically immediately after we went through. Oh, they pulled a goal back practically immediately after we went 3-0 up. And then we were hanging on towards the end. What it does mean as far as the league's concerned is at the halfway point, we are 9 points clear of Universidad de Chile and Everton, and 17 points clear of Colo Colo, who were, as we said before the Colo Colo game, they were the pre-season favourites for the title. They're down in 8th, having drawn 7 out of 15 this season. Hopefully, though, as we said, we can be better against them in the cup game than we were in the league, where we required that last gasp equaliser to get the point. And then the real shock of the season, the Copa Sudamericana. Since the first game against San Lorenzo, we basically played a fully rotated team when we came to this Copa Sudamericana. And we've somehow come from behind 2-0 down at home against Santos to win 3-2 with a hat-trick from Bairo Calao. And then we went away to San Lorenzo and won 3-0 in the last game in the group, which meant that we finished top of the group with 4 wins out of 6 games somehow. It means we skip the knockout playoff round and go straight into the second round. And it's a bit of a nice surprise, but obviously all focus for this season is on the Chilean League and the Copa Chile. And so far, things are going well. But this cup game against Colo Colo is going to be a big test. We are missing Nesta Cisternas, who's injured. And we're going to need to, like we said, put in a much better performance than we did against them in the league if we're going to make it through to the third round. So this is the side we've gone for this cup game against Colo Colo. There's a couple of changes from the team that started the league game against them. Obviously, Cisternas is injured, so Calau's come in because he's been in relatively decent form in the Copa Sudamericana. And we made a couple of changes in the defence. Gonzalez is starting instead of Conde, and Arisi starting instead of Vega. Right, so they're playing a bit of a different formation to the one they started the league game with, because they played a 4-3-3 in that. They've gone a 4-2-3-1 here, but Diaz with a free kick for us. It was probably going wide, but the keeper's turned it behind just to be on the safe side. Ortiz with a corner in towards the near post, up in the air, and then it's volleyed away from Villegas. Right, a throw for them in our half. We've got our foot on it. Diaz, Mendes Perez, wide to Ortiz. He's got a chance to run at his fullback here. Cross whipped in. It's come through to Santa Cruz. He's squared it. Diaz turns, fires it home, and this is a much better start than we put in the league game against Colo Colo. And we're 1-0 up after less than 20 minutes. I mean, Ortiz fired that cross in. Santa Cruz takes it down and then just pulls it back to Diaz around about the penalty spot. He just turns and fires it home on his left foot. Free kick for them. They went short. And let them go a long way with the ball. Villegas, though, cuts out the pass. It was really a pass to no one. He goes down the line to Ortiz, who looks for Kalau. They've gone back to the keeper. And he's launched it. We've got a header on it. Diaz goes back to Gonzalez. Hidalgo finds Santa Cruz on the right. Goes past his man into the box. Squares it. Ortiz coming in off the left. Fires home. That's 2 goals in 4 minutes to really take control of this second round tie. So Santa Cruz just runs at his defender, drops a shoulder, goes past him, drives into the box, fires it across low, and Ortiz beats the keeper. Right, free kick. Diaz to take, whips it over the wall, hits the top of the bar, and goes over. And there we go. Half time, 2-0 up. Pretty dominant performance from us. We've limited them to no shots. We've dominated the possession, and we've got those 2 goals. And as long as we don't do anything stupid in the next half, we'll be into the third round of the cup. So we made one change at half time. We brought Mesa on the right. We've put Santa Cruz through the middle, and we've taken Kalau off. Hidalgo now on the right. Gonzalez to Villegas. And back to Hernandez, who's dropped in there. Hidalgo on the right. Just knocking the ball around at the back. Hidalgo now to Mesa. Hernandez is robbed of it. It was a poor pass. Dinked over the keeper, hits the bar, and we've got away with one there. Perez now going towards the left. Villegas finds Hernandez, lifts it out to the right-hand side to Mesa, who drives infield into the box, tries to beat the keeper at the near post. The keeper gets his hands to it, and it goes behind for a corner. Ortiz to take it into the middle of the box. It's headed clear, and now they're going to break. And Santa Cruz gets across to win it back. Right, a throw for us. Arisi gets it back from Perez, finds Diaz, shifts it onto his right foot, rifles it into the top corner for his second goal of the game, and removes any semblance of doubt that we're going to make it to the third round. That's 3-0 with less than 10 minutes left to go. It's just played into Diaz. He takes a couple of touches, gets it round onto his right foot on the edge of the D, and fires it past the keeper. And there we go, full time, a much better performance than the league game against Colo Colo, and that is us through to the third round of the Chilean Cup. There we are, the end of another episode. We're at the midway point of season 10 of this South American Glory Hunt save, and things really couldn't be going much better. We've knocked out big rivals Colo Colo in the second round of the Chilean Cup. We've made it into the second round of the Copa Sudamericana, finishing top of a group that included Santos and San Lorenzo. And at the halfway point on the league stage, we're 9 points clear. So we're in a real strong position. Join us next time, see if we can continue progressing in all three competitions. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you then.